Hey guys, my name is Gladden. Welcome back to the channel. If you are learning more about investing, this video is going to be very important for you. So make sure you watch till the end. Now, just in case you don't know what debt means, so debt simply stands for borrowed money. If companies are facing shortage of capital or they need more capital to expand, say geographical expansion, or they want to increase their workforce, in that case, they borrow money, take loans from other financial institutions or banks. In certain cases, debt can be considered as good. For example, say if a company wants to open a new center, a new office in another state, so it will need to buy more commercial real estate, hire more people, set up its business there, might need more inventory. So all this needs capital. The company knows that they are going to have a need of funds for that particular period of time. However, in future, this same expansion can bring more profits to the company and it can be helpful to the company. So in certain cases where the company is focusing on growth and expansion, debt can be considered as good. However, too much debt can be a red flag for the company. Why? Because in future, if the company is not able to operate profitably and not able to generate profits that are able to sustain and repay the loans that they had taken earlier, then it can fall under this debt trap, and even in certain cases, the companies might go bankrupt. We have also seen some giant bankruptcies in the past, and some popular names include Reliance Communication, Bhushan Steel, Jet Airways, Kingfisher Airlines, DHFL. Now, as retail investors, it is our responsibility to understand what is debt, why companies take debt, and how we can stay away from investing in companies that might go bankrupt in future. Now, if you are a conservative investor, you want to play safe and you are scared to invest in companies with high debt, then how do you find those companies which have zero debt or low debt, and how can you find this data about any company? Let's get started. Okay, now let's see how you can find a list of all companies with zero debt, which means those companies who have zero debt, they don't have any borrowings. So first, you have to go to screener.in. Once you are on the home page, you can log in with your email ID and then click on the screens button at the top. Screens. After that, you have to click on create new screen. Here you have to write debt, DEBT, equal to 0 and click on run this query. Now this will show you the results, that is a list of all the companies which have absolutely no borrowings, no loans. So now you have got a list of all the companies who have zero debt in decreasing order, which means that the first company is going to be the largest in terms of market cap and followed by other companies which are then smaller than the first, then even smaller, and the last one will be the smallest one. So this is how you can get the data. Now let's check if this is true. So say for example, I click on CRISIL and if you go to the balance sheet and check the borrowings, you will see that the borrowings for the latest quarter that is available is 0. So these companies have no borrowings, so the data that is showing is accurate. Also, if you click on the profit and loss statement, here you will see that the sales have grown from 500 crores in 2009 to almost 2000 crores in 2020. And similarly, you will see that net profits have grown from 160 crores to around 400 crores. So this shows that some businesses can grow profitably in the long term without having any borrowing. This was just an example and not an investment advice. Now, this was one side of the story. We looked at companies with zero debt. However, it does not necessarily mean that companies who have debt are bad. Some sectors are capital intensive and they require debt to grow and expand. So, a better parameter to judge companies is by looking at low debt companies. But now the problem is I can't set an absolute figure as to how much debt is too much debt. Maybe for a small cap company, 1000 crores of debt can be reasonably high. Similarly, for a large cap company, 1000 crores might be reasonably low. So, how do you identify a relative parameter which can help you judge whether the debt of the company is high or low? Now, this is exactly where we use debt to equity ratio. Let me simplify it for you. So, your debt to equity ratio is your ratio of total debt, or you can say borrowings, liabilities, to that of the total shareholders' equity. So, it gives you a relative figure of how large your debt is as compared to your shareholders' total equity. Now, let me take you to the whiteboard to explain this ratio. So, simply it means that if your, say for example, your debt is 100 crores. So say for example, debt of a company is 100 crores and the total shareholders equity is also 100 crores. So in that case, 100 by 100, you will get it as 1. So your debt to equity ratio here in this case is 1. Another example can be, say your debt of the company is total 25 crores and the total shareholders equity is 100 crores. In that case, you will get your debt to equity ratio as 0.25. Say if your debt is greater than your shareholders equity, like your total debt is 200 crores and your total equity is 100. In that case, you will get your figure as 2. Here your debt to equity ratio is 2. So debt to equity ratio shows how large your debt is as compared to your total shareholders equity. If your debt is less than the total equity, then your ratio will be less than 1. If your debt is greater than your shareholders equity, it will be greater than 1. Now, because the agenda of this video is to get a list of all the companies with low debt, let's say we want to find companies whose total debt is less than 50% of total equity. So in that case, what I'll write is debt to equity less than 0.5 in the screener section, and then you run this query. So when you run this query, you will get all the results, all the companies whose debt to equity ratio is less than 0.5 or whose total debt is less than 50% of total equity. Now you can see that there are total 2318 results. If I want to narrow this down, what I'll do is I'll add one more condition. Say my debt to equity is less than 0.5 and my market cap is greater than 500 crores. So now we are looking at all the companies whose market capitalization is greater than 500 crores and whose debt to equity ratio is less than 0.5. Let's run this query now. So now as you can see, you have got a list of 732 companies whose debt to equity ratio is less than 0.5 and whose market capitalization is greater than 500 crores. So we just ignored all the small tiny size companies. Maybe you wouldn't want to invest in them as a beginner. So you can set your conditions accordingly. Now say further I want to narrow it down. In my previous video, I had taught about shareholding pattern analysis and what is promoter shareholding. So if we want to find companies in this section who also have good promoter holding, we can add that condition as well. So I've added one more condition now, that your debt to equity ratio less than 0.5, market capitalization greater than 500 crores, and promoter holding is also greater than 50%. Now I'm running this query. Now it is giving me 500 results. Similarly, as per your analysis and conviction, you can put different conditions and get results of all the companies that fulfill that condition. Then you may want to individually check which companies are good for investing from your perspective. Now, say for example, if I pick any stock from this list, say Colgate Palmolive, you will see that the market capitalization is obviously greater than 500 crores. Your debt to equity ratio is also small. It is 0.06, which means it is just 6% of your total equity. And if you go to the investor section, you will also see that the promoter's holding is 51%, which means it has satisfied all our conditions. So in this way, you can look for low debt companies and also combine them with different conditions and get a list of all the companies, then try to analyze them further and make a decision as to which company you really want to invest in. That's it for this video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to learn about shareholding pattern analysis, you can click here. If you want to learn about quarterly results and their analysis, you can click here. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video and make sure you subscribe so that every time I post new content, you get notified. Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, keep investing. Bye.